in an all-out war against lame-ass sports talk. The Doug Stewart Show.
That's right, in an all-out war against lame-ass sports talk. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you for joining me, boy. I really do appreciate it. Gotta say it a million times. I appreciate it. This is the fastest-growing sports talk show in America. I don't care if it's on the radio or online. It's number one. Because every single day we go and look back at the numbers, more people listen that day than the day before. So that's huge. Continue to tell people. All I ask is that you tell two people. Don't tell one. One was the Two Live Stews. We're taking it to a new live level. A new live level. Tell two people about the most fun, the most interactive sports talk show in America. Make sure you go on to Spreaker.com and follow me. That's huge. Follow the show on Spreaker.com or just go on the DougStewartShow.com and you can listen to the show live there. Archived episodes everywhere. I mean, they're all over the place. There's no reason not to listen to the show. All right? There's absolutely no reason not to listen to the show. So tell people and pass the word. And we're having a lot of fun around here. All right, this is the Doug Stewart Show. The number is 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me, Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. And Twitter is big. Chat on Spreaker.com and hit me on Twitter, and I'll read your text messages and your Twitter comments. Here's one from Kendall. He says, Throwback Thursday. And then right under that, Kendall from the Spreaker chat says, OJ running through the airport, then OJ running off the interstate, shaking my head. Yes, you're exactly right. And if you're just joining us, I talked about, I don't even know how I got to my favorite athlete of all time, but that's one of today's topics is your favorite athlete, favorite athlete of all time and why. And mine was the Juice because I played running back as a kid, and I just thought the Juice was just the bee's knees. Here's one from Fred. He says, I blame the dumbass on concussions. And I guess he's talking about OJ. Yeah, CTE might have something to do with OJ and everything that he's gone through later in life. Did you know OJ Simpson is in jail for stealing his own damn stuff? Yes. Now, it was kind of like strong-arm robbery, allegedly, but it was his own stuff. I mean, shouldn't you be able to strong-arm take your stuff back? I mean, damn. And you know what it was. You know that OJ was just, they were waiting on OJ to mess up, and he did it. He gave him a reason to put his dumb ass in jail. Yes, and I hate it. I hate it because he's going to probably die in there. OJ's like in his almost late 60s, and he's just rotting away in jail for stealing his own damn Heisman Trophy. Is that not crazy? And I know there's laws, and you can't just brandish weapons and ask for your things back, but it was his damn stuff. Shouldn't he just get probation for that? No. Most of America thinks that he lopped two people's heads off. So they were waiting on him, and he gave them all reason to put his dumb ass back in jail. Wow. Just tragic. Just tragic. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also hit me on Twitter and also have some chat with me on Spreaker. Wide receiver Steve Smith blasted Carolina general manager David Gettleman during a radio interview Wednesday, criticizing the manner in which he was released by the Panthers earlier this year. Now, here's a quote from Steve Smith. Yes, it was personal with me and Gettleman, Smith said Wednesday in Charlotte on radio station WFNZ. Obviously, I did something that got under his skin. Yeah, you do a lot of things that get under people's skin, Steve Smith, but that's neither here nor there. Smith had called into the station Wednesday to refute an NFL Network report aired last week, saying he had refused a pay cut and instead asked for a release from the Panthers. So Steve Smith is basically saying that they are lying, that's not how it went down. Before being released, Smith said Gettleman told him that he was a shell of a player he once was, a distraction to the team, and jealous of quarterback Cam Newton. Now, let's stop right there. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. That doesn't sound like something that someone in management would say to a player. So I'm going to call BS on Steve Smith on that. Now, the guy may have said something to that degree of, Steve, we just think that you don't have what you used to have, and we're going to try to go into a different direction. We're going to try to get younger. But I find it hard to believe, especially with Steve Smith history of whipping people's ass. I find it hard to believe that Steve Smith would say something like that. I really find it hard to believe that Steve Smith would say something like that. And so, yeah, so that's what he said that Gettleman told him. I say, well, is this about a pay cut? He said to Gettleman. Smith said in a conversation with him. He laughs and says, no, this is not about a pay cut, but thanks for asking. And then says, we're going to trade you. So I pick myself up. This is Steve Smith still talking. I pick myself out, walk out, shower, and I call my wife and say, we're done here. I'll either be traded or released. I knew from the jump I was going to be released, or traded, Smith was actually said in this interview. And he also said he doesn't even have the cojones to tell us to our face, Smith said, in talking about the way that he was released. And so he just went on and on saying how it's a lie on how he was released. He never asked for a pay cut. And yeah, I just don't believe that a GM would say those type of things to Steve Smith, because Steve Smith is known for whipping ass. And he whooped, what was it? His teammate. Yeah, I think it was Ken Lucas, if I remember the name correctly, defensive back for the Carolina Panthers. Just whooped the dog dude out of Steve Smith. Yeah, just whooped the dog dude out of him. And or Steve Smith whooped the dog dude out of him. And so Steve Smith has a long history of beating people up. So I just can't imagine some little quirky GM saying these things or executive saying these things to Steve Smith. I just can't imagine that to be the case, because you'd have to think that Steve Smith might come across the desk. Yes. Here's some chat from Scotty. He says, Bo Jackson in his prime, he was a beast in 2 Sports Plus. I was amazed when he broke a bat across his thigh in baseball, unstoppable as a running back. Someone else said something earlier about Bo Jackson as well as being their favorite athlete of all time, and saying that if Bo didn't get injured, that he would have gone down as the greatest running back of all time. And guess what? I tend to agree with you. When you see the film and you watch I believe it was a Monday night game with Bo Jackson, and kind of put it all into perspective. When he took the little, I think it was a toss sweep down the left sideline, hit the sideline, and just, I think Bo Jackson ran like a 4.2 at the combine. Just a ridiculous athlete at that size. The speed and the agility that someone at that size and the strength that this big old country boy from Alabama had was just unbelievable. Yeah, but, things happen, and we never saw the greatest out of Bo Jackson. We saw a lot of great highlights and a lot of great moments. I think in that same particular game is where he ran over to Chris Bosworth in that game as well, a linebacker for Seattle. So, yeah, I'm a big Bo Jackson fan, definitely. I would put Bo Jackson, like if you talk about, and I said it earlier, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, I said it earlier, I would take a lot of running backs before I would take Emmitt Smith. And I always have this thing about if we're on the playground and we're playing a pickup game of football and you got these running backs right there on the sideline, which one of them are you taking? Yes, I am taking Bo Jackson before I take Emmitt Smith. And I know people say, oh, you always hating on Emmitt Smith. I'm not always hating on Emmitt Smith. I just keeps it real. Emmitt Smith played behind probably the greatest offensive line in the history of football. Emmitt Smith had holes the size of trucks that he can run through. All right, Emmitt Smith, his cutting ability, he didn't have great speed. So Emmitt Smith was very good. He was a heady, tough player. He was a strong player. He could do anything that you wanted out of a running back. He could catch. He could block. So he's kind of in that mode of a Walter Payton, where he could do it all. Okay, Thurman Thomas. He can do anything you needed as a running back. He didn't have to come off the field on third down. Yes, but when you're talking about a guy I'm going to take to fill out my running back position, I'm taking Bo Jackson. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. And this is the Doug Stewart Show coming to you live. And this segment was brought to you by theclassicparty.eventbrite.com. Yes, I'm having a huge party. Huge party. Tomorrow night it goes down. We stopped ticket sales yesterday. But guess what? You can still come. We'll still be selling tickets at the door. It's going to be crazy. This is where you want to be. This is someplace you want to be. Seriously, this is someplace you want to be. If you're from a neighboring state, hell, if you're from Wisconsin, book a flight and come down here to this party. I'm serious. That's how crazy this party is going to be tomorrow night in honor of the Atlanta Classic going down this weekend. is just going to be bananas. It's going to be bananas, and so you don't want to miss it. Old school, DJ Cowboy, V103's own, legendary DJ in the ATL, playing all the old school hits. It's going to be bananas. It's going to be bananas. If you're just joining us a little bit later in today's show, on a Throwback Thursday, we're going to replay some Stu's classics. A classic clip of us talking and interviewing the great Yao Ming, and you don't want to miss it. You do not want to miss it. Yao Ming or a facsimile thereof. Yeah. So don't miss it. Yao Ming, later in today's show, call somebody, pass the word. If you haven't heard one of the classic Stu's clips in a long time, you do not want to miss this. All right? All right, up next on the Doug Stewart Show, more basketball talk. Yeah, a little basketball talk. Let's start off some basketball talk. If you haven't heard, LeBron James, they kind of love him in Cleveland. Yeah, they kind of love that guy in Cleveland. So we'll tell you some Cleveland Cavalier news. Talk a little bit of NBA. Season's going to get started in about a month. Love that. Love that. So don't go anywhere. Keep it locked. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Welcome to Atlanta, my SC State Bulldog family. Once again, your boy Stu is throwing the biggest party of the year, October 3rd, 2014, in honor of the classic game being played in Atlanta that Saturday. It's only for the grown and sexy, though. The party will be held in the Georgia Ballroom in the Crown Plaza Hotel, located at 590 West Peachtree Street, Northwest ATL, starting at 10 p.m. Atlanta's own DJ Cowboy playing all the old school hits. You know how he do. It's going to be crazy. Last year at Asia, 4 years ago at Shout, this year at the Crown Plaza. Bananas! Advance tickets are $20 for a limited time, so get yours at theclassicparty.eventbrite.com. Last year, over 1,000 people kicked it hard at ATL with your boy. And to quote the great Sidney Poitier, let's do it again. See you in Atlanta. What is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers in compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company, but they understand how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you so that they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So don't play around. Click on their link on my website, thedugstewartshow.com, and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with our uncle. You know, Uncle Sam. So you think you're a fantasy whiz, huh? Well, prove it and make some nice scratch at the same time. Scratch is money. What do you know about FanDuel? FanDuel packs the thrill of a whole season in 1 week. Play in 1 week fantasy football leagues for free money with immediate cash payouts. The money is real with no season-long commitment. That's huge because when your team starts to suck, you don't want to play no more. It's no more fun. Trade everybody. I've been there. You play win and how much you want. Deposit now and FanDuel will match it up to $200. Use the promo code COOLER, that's COOLER, and take advantage of free loot to get your game on. FanDuel, where every week is a new season. If you're not stewing, what the hell are you doing? This is the Doug Stewart Show coming to you live and in effect from the ATL. Hit me up on the Spreaker chat, or on Twitter. My Twitter handle is the Doug Stewart Show. That's also my Instagram handle. Check out my Instagram. I got a ton of great pictures on it. I actually posted a video on Instagram and on Facebook this past week where me and my daughter, my 10-year-old daughter, were on the Himalaya. We were on the Himalaya ride at the fair last weekend. Yes, the first ever live action video of a ride on the Himalaya. You know what the Himalaya is. I mean, the same damn bear travels to every town in America. The Himalaya is that ride that kind of, that kind of goes in circles, and they usually